Hey everyone, my name is James.
What is up? I'm Hazel.
Welcome back to
The Couples Classroom.
Counting down the days till we say I do.
On this episode of Money Arguments and How to Prevent Conflicts, we have gotten someone very dear and near to our hearts who stands in a very neutral standpoint. Her name is Evelyn Chija.
Welcome!
Hi, I'm Chija. Thanks for having me.
Aww.
Yep.
Chija is a very dear friend and she's also very crucial in making our proposal a success.
For sure.
Because James was liaising with her the whole time without me knowing.
Yeah, for you guys who do not know what happened, she's basically my inside person when I proposed to Hazel in Qingdao because they went to Qingdao together. And she was the one who who's telling me all the schedule and when I should be where and what time they're going to come up to the hotel room. So from my planning all the way to the point I knelt down on the wrong knee, she was there.
Honestly, I think if I retire, I can be a proposal coordinator, wedding
Wedding planner.
coordinator. I think I love to do this kind of stuff actually.
Yes.
Find a lot of fulfillment in that.
And Chija is a very 大头虾 kind of person. Sometimes a bit silly. I love her for that. I am literally very surprised that she didn't give the surprise away. She said so herself.
Yeah, I even changed the name of the group chat.
Yeah.
Because sometimes she will maybe look at my phone or what. Yeah, like over the shoulder.
Oh, she loves to do that.
right. Yeah. So have to make sure everything is very secretive.
Yeah, and Chija has been the one giving me a lot of tips and tricks about, running a marriage.
Oh.
Some advice about how marriage works. I've been asking her so many things. But before that, can you tell our audience a bit more about your own proposal?
Okay, first of all, I've been married 5 years. Oh my God, that's half a decade. No, that's half a decade. Yes. It's crazy to think
It's
that.
5 years, it's half a decade.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that it's been half a decade. So the proposal story is quite funny lah. I will try to keep it short. My husband is a very predictable person. So I know that when he wants to propose, it will be probably during anniversary, birthday, that kind of special occasion. But when he proposed, I didn't expect it to be that day because that whole week, he had food poisoning. He was sick and running a fever. So I thought maybe not today lah. Yeah, and actually he bought the ring a year ago.
And you knew that?
I knew that. And somehow we talk about it.
Oh, wow.
And actually every single month he tries to propose.
Oh, what? Wait. She
But
tried to propose?
He tried to propose, but we always end up quarreling. Then he cannot do it.
What do you mean? He knelt on one knee and then he's like, then you guys correct and he stood up.
No lah, not so dramatic, but more like maybe he tried to plan, to be this month, but 1 week before we quarrel, that kind of stuff. And when I went back to check, I realized that every time he tries to propose, it was near my period.
Oh.
Now that explains a lot of things.
Yeah. So finally on our, I think, I also cannot remember. Is it 3rd year anniversary? Then he bought me flowers lah. Then I had dinner with his family. I still went to work in the afternoon. And then I was thinking, could it be today? But then he was so sick, running a fever, throwing up. So I thought maybe not lah. But he still bought me flowers. We still had dinner. Then he drove me home. He gave me the flowers at the void deck. And then he sang a song, I think.
Wow.
So I was like, wow, so grand. I must be today already lah.
What song did he sing? Question.
He sang this song called 因为爱情.
因为爱情.
Wait, he a cappella the song.
No, he played the guitar and he sang.
Wow.
Oh, Kevin.
At the void deck. So I was like, oh my God, this is the moment. Flowers, songs, guitar. Then after he sang the song, then he gave me the flowers. Then he sent me home. So I was like, okay lah, maybe this one just anniversary celebration.
Oh.
Yeah, so I think he wanted to propose, but he didn't because he was a bit scared. He kind of chickened out at that moment. So he sent me home. Right at the door, I said hi to my mom. Hey, mommy, 我回来了. Then he dragged me to a corner, to my neighbor's unit, outside my neighbor's unit. Then he knelt down on one knee and proposed to me.
Outside your neighbor's house?
Yes, outside my neighbor's house. What? At this angle where my mom can't see.
Oh.
And that whole moment,
Was witnessed by your neighbor?
Oh no, the door was closed.
I'm just thinking, what if
Unfortunately.
the neighbors want to go to the market and or go and throw the trash, open
know,
up,
right?
and then it sees a couple doing their
so
proposal.
Weird. Yeah, so the whole proposal, I was a bit distracted because I was afraid that the neighbor would open the door or my mom would walk out. But thankfully, my mom, she was really focused on the drama she was watching. She didn't come out. Then he did his stuff. Then he proposed. Then I said yes. Then it was a nice moment. I wanted it to be private. And then I'm glad that nobody came out. We could enjoy that moment. And when I went back, my mom just casually asked, 诶，怎么你这样久啊? How come you all took so long? Then I didn't tell her like it took me about 1 week to a few weeks to tell her that Kevin proposed. Yeah, so it was like very funny. Yeah, like how the whole thing happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least it's memorable, right?
Yeah. Was this ideal for you, the proposal?
Oh yeah, very. Because I wanted it to be very private, like just the two of us, without anybody else around. Yeah.
Kevin is so cute lah.
Yep.
So now, fast forward to after you guys got married. I saw this study online. Granted, it was based in the United States. But this study done by Fidelity Investment 2026 Couples and Money Study said that 68% of couples don't fully know about their other half's finance situation until finally fully moving in together. And half of them avoid money conversations to prevent arguments. And almost 1 in 4 admit to hiding a financial secret from their partner. Do you think that describes you and Kevin?
Not really. Because I think since the start, we have been very transparent with each other on our salary, our financial goals, and also the kind of life that we want to live. So I think we have a common financial goal that we work towards.
I'm curious how that looked like. Could you like paint us a picture? So you're saying that you and Kevin, you guys are transparent with your finances, how much you earn, how much you spend. So do you go like one day you just tell Kevin, look, like this is how much I earn?
I think when we were dating, I was already working, so he knew my salary. I was working for a non-profit organization back then.
And you told him your salary?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then so he was a student, then he graduated, then he looked for jobs. So of course he had different job offer. Then he would let me know okay, this company offered how much. And then gradually when he had promotion, okay, how much was the increase? So he has always like been transparent and always texted me. So I think in our WhatsApp we have the records of each other's salary and all. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, you were very transparent with him about how much you were earning.
And of course.
From that transit from NPO to Mediacorp, he also knew about like the offers you were getting and stuff like that.
Yeah, because we will ask each other for their advice, or should I take this up? You know, is this a good opportunity?
Yep.
I think I think couples will have very different conversations together, and some conversations are difficult. So I think money is one of those conversations that even though it's difficult, but you kind of need to have. And if you don't have that kind of conversation, then I feel like the whole relationship lacks some kind of intimacy. I think like talking about money, it also helps with, you know, like bring each other closer to each other.
I agree.
You
It's
know.
a form of intimacy, financial intimacy.
That's so weird to say, but it also makes sense.
Not romantic, but yeah, quite true.
So this happened all the way at the start from a relationship. Were you not scared that, should I be letting this person know so much? What if he is not the one?
No leh, okay lah. I think I always trusted my gut feeling. And actually from the beginning of our relationship, he already made it clear that we want to get married. He wants to BTO with me. He wants to marry me. I think just maybe a month into the relationship. So I think we had a lot of trust with each other.
Okay. So there's this concept called yours, mine, ours. Have you heard of it?
Yes, of course.
So I'm thinking when people are first dating, it's a lot about yours and mine. But when you got married, or let's say you have kids, then that's when the our bracket comes about. So you and Kevin has been married for 5 years.
Yes.
Hazel and I, we just got married. So we are kind of almost stepping into this season of our life where we have to have this hours bracket. So we are curious to find out about your hours bracket. Do you guys have a shared account, or how does that work when you guys start living together?
Okay.
For people who don't know what is yours, mine, ours, it basically means yours. You have your own amount to spend every month without asking your other half. As do I. That's the mine bracket. I have my own money to spend every month without having to, check with my other half. And then ours, this is when we put a certain sum of money into perhaps like a joint bank account that we can use for our shared expenses.
Okay, so disclaimer, not professional advice, but this is just sharing of different styles. So for my husband and I, we are very different. But when it comes to yours, my, ours, I think we are still in that journey of figuring things out. Because I think a lot of Singaporeans talk about joint account and all, right? And actually, we don't have a joint account. But to my husband, his concept is, it's our money. But for me, it took me a while to accept this fact that okay, it's our money. In a sense that I feel it's also a lot of money issues, right, has a very long history and deep roots in your family background. How you grew up viewing money, how how your economic status was as a kid and growing up. So I think we had very different backgrounds also, and also in terms of financial literacy. So for me, right, because of my family background, we were not very well to do. I hold on to money very tightly. So to me, right, my husband always reminds me, you know, that now we are a family unit. So I cannot be individualistic in my decisions making, including financial. So for example, I will like think that, okay, this is my money. But to him, it is, no, this is our money. Whatever I earn belongs to you. But of course, whatever you earn, it's also like the family amount lah.
You mean the money in your individual bank account? He thinks that it's actually shared.
Yes. So one example, when we travel, when we have big expenses, I will always track our expenses. Okay, hotel, how much we spend for hotel, how much we spend for accommodation, even our daily expenses, how much we spend on day 1, day 2, day 3. I want to track. Then for him, he'll be like, track for what? At the end of the day, it's our money ma. You know, but for me, I want to track because I want to return you 50%. Because my husband will always pay for all the different stuff first. Yeah, but for me, it's like, okay, I know it's kind of like our money, but I still think that I should pay you back 50%. But to him, like, it's not necessary. So he always feels like no need to track lah. But for me, I will like, okay, I want to document it down and I want to make sure I pay you back.
Even until now, 5 years into the marriage?
Used to be like little things such as
一杯奶茶
奶茶 maybe 不会啦, maybe a restaurant meal with our friends.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll pay him back 50%. But gradually it became like the bigger purchases, like traveling. Like renovation, I want to pay him back 50% because I want it to be fair. Yeah. But for him, he feels like family shouldn't be so 计较. Yeah. So we are kind of a bit different and still figuring things out now.
Okay. I would like to ask Mr. James, what's your take on that? Do you think it's great to have a wife to want to pay you back 50% for everything?
Oh, of course.
I need to
There goes the comment section. Okay. Let me share a story, okay? Before I answer your question.
Hey, today I'm neutral, everybody.
Yeah, but why are you facing there?
It's just how this place is designed to be.
So this story, I heard from this friend, okay? And she once told me that her husband pays for everything in the house. And when she told me everything, I'm like, okay, I mean, sure, maybe like the food, the husband pays and all that. Then I say, okay, and then they have kids. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe the wife pay for like the kids stuff. And then she said, no, my husband pays for the kids stuff also. The mortgage, the car, like every single thing, the husband will pay. And then I'm just thinking like, okay, that is very sweet of the husband. I mean, obviously the husband earns enough. But then at the back of my head, I'm thinking realistically for men out there, and I'm speaking to all the men out there, right? In the day and age we are living now, is it possible for the man to be paying every single thing and still like have savings for himself? It got me thinking, and this story has always been at the back of my head when even in our relationship as well. I'm just thinking like, I think that should be a goal that we men work towards to provide and take care of the wife, the girl. But that shouldn't be a standard that society is putting on men, because it's so pressurizing that, like, just if you work out the numbers, the finance, it's really not possible for the men to be paying for every single thing. Yeah.
So in James's example, that person is a high flyer in society. So of course, he makes enough to be able to pay for the wife, the helper, and a landed property and 2 kids. Yeah. What I feel, I am, when Tija told me that story that she insists to pay Kevin back like 50% of the expenses, I do feel a bit like, wow, I rarely see girls who take such initiative. Only because I feel like girls like to feel loved and secure. Sometimes it's the thought that counts. If the husband says, oh, no worries, I'll pay for this. And then you feel like, oh, that's so sweet of you. I'll pay back in other ways. You know what I mean? So even if the husband or the male is not able to fully pay 100% for everything, but occasionally here and there, it makes the girl feel happy,
of course.
Sweet.
Of course.
Okay, jumping into this, I think it boils down to security, like money security, 安全感. So I feel like if your husband or your other half can give you that 安全感 in terms of finances, then whether you contribute or not, paying back or not, it's just how you want to thank him or show your gratitude or show your commitment to the financial goals that you guys have. Because to us, it's like we have one common financial goal. So we work towards that. So for example, during birthdays, anniversaries, we don't really give each other a present because we want to work towards that financial goal together. Yeah, but that's just me lah. Like my husband always feels like, like I can and I want to. You don't have to, but for me, I just like to be independent, right? Yeah, but but maybe gradually have to let go of that a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Chen, the reason why I brought up this story is because I feel like there are so many men out there who's been pressured by this stereotype or
Societal
this
norm.
Yeah, this norm in society. That I feel like it's not realistic, you know? And I've really had friends telling me that, like they're feeling so stressed about their work. Like even though they start off the same pace as their wife, but somehow men are expected to pay more. You know, in the olden days or in the past where men they are the breadwinner of the family, I think that makes sense. But now it's a little bit different where women may be making more than men, you know?
Shared responsibility.
Shared
lah.
responsibility, yeah.
So I have one friend, she earns pretty well, her husband as well. So I actually asked her, how do they navigate their finances? They also got a BTO, you know, they have a kid, they are also navigating their life. She told me that almost everything is 50-50 because now they are in the same tax bracket. But back then, she was earning less than her husband. So last time it was like 30-70, then gradually became 40-60, and then now finally 50-50. However, the guy pays for everything first because he's in the miles game. So this is their way of like, you know, getting more out of the money that they spend. So it's more efficient to use his cards to pay for everything first. So they use this, I think this app called Splitwise.
Oh, yeah.
Have you
I've
heard of
it.
that? Like
Yes.
Splitwise?
Yep.
Yeah, where he sort of like would charge her for everything that he's paid for, but he doesn't really chase her back for the money. Like it's like keeping tabs, like, okay, I paid for this, you have to pay me back. I paid for that, then remember to pay me back. So now currently my friend owes her husband like $4,000, but he hasn't been like chasing her for it. So it's more of like he can afford to, no pressure, but at the same time they have that transparency.
I think that's important because, of course, when we are in a relationship, we want it to be long term lah. But really, nobody knows if any time things will go south, you know. Then, so when you track or when you have certain records, if ever you need to be in a legal suit or like, you know, and all, you have some certain records and all.
It's just something to protect yourself.
Yeah.
If let's say things happen.
Yeah, but that's not the intention, of course lah. But I feel like to some people, maybe that's very important to them, and there needs to be some sort of documentation also.
Yeah.
Do you think we document how much you spend and how much I spent?
Also, that's the difference between James and I, right? I don't really track. I just like, you know that, of course, I must earn more than I spend. And my savings must keep going up. That's the key. But for James, he's very disciplined. He tracks everything like an Excel sheet, and he knows very clearly whether this month is like positive, negative, stuff like that.
So why is it important to you?
Yeah.
That's me personally, because I feel like numbers don't lie. Sometimes when you spend and you earn and everything it's a blur, especially with credit card. You're spending, let's say, money that you don't have. Everything becomes a blur and it's very dangerous. I don't want to be thinking I'm earning this amount, then actually I'm earning, lesser. So and for me, I feel like I feel really satisfied when I track like how much is it. And then, especially you just like drag and then you see how much you earn, or you drag, you see how much you spend, and then you just minus. Then you know your net.
So I think for this part, I'm with James because I'm someone who tracks all my expenses and also my income. Because for our line of work, other than our basic salary, we also have outside engagement. So it's just a lifestyle for me, Lord, that I will want to track every single thing that I spend on, that I earn. Yeah. So for my husband, maybe he thinks that it's not necessary, but for me, that's very important.
Because he fetches a fixed salary, right? So maybe for him, there's not much point in tracking.
Yes, in terms of income, but for expenses, I think because he's a very frugal person also, he kind of knows like where his money goes. But maybe for girls, it's like, today I'm feeling like, not so good. Okay, I want to buy myself 2 cups of bubble tea. Then sometimes you don't know.
Valid.
You don't know where your money goes. But if I track, then I will know like, okay, this particular week, this particular day, I'm spending more. Oh, because maybe I was having a bad day.
Right.
Yeah. So at least I kind of know, like what motivated my habit and my spending.
Not easy being a girl, ain't it? Now I want to steer the conversation to what I call autonomy threshold.
Oh.
So how much money do you spend before you check in with your husband? Is there like
interesting.
a certain amount?
Ayo, that's so cute because my husband really asked me before, how much money, what's the amount of money that I can spend before having to check with you? he initiated that conversation because just to share, right, we are very different on the spectrum one. He's a saver, I'm quite a spender. But of course, within my means, he's a very frugal person.
Same.
Right. But I'm like, okay, spending, I'm like living every day like it's my last. Like that.
Is this a very guy and girl thing? Because honestly, a lot of the guys' friend that I spoke to, it's like that. Like guys are just, maybe we don't have much thing to spend on, maybe. Yeah, but...
Yeah, so I think we complement each other. Yeah. And... sorry, back to the question.
Yeah, so autonomy threshold.
Yes. So he'll be like, so what's the amount that, I should check with you before I spend? Accountability, right, in a relationship also applies to money. So in my mind, I'm thinking like, $1,000?
Or maybe because he likes to spend on cars, right?
Yeah.
You buy car parts for $1,000.
But honestly, I wasn't thinking of that. I was thinking of like myself. Like, okay, how much money will I check? What's the amount?
Like
what's
a
the
bag,
quota?
for example, yeah?
Then before I check my husband, so in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, maybe $1,000. Then he told me, $50 cannot. I love it, but then I really laugh out loud. But I really admire like the purity of my husband.
Yes.
I think he's a very
Yes.
nice guy. It made me fall in love with him even more. I think he's very responsible and very, very. I would say wise with his money. Yeah. So he told me 50. Then I was like, okay. But of course, gradually, because he's very disciplined lah. So I think that the things that he buys are like car parts, usually just really below $50 or sometimes he want to maybe do a bit of like car maintenance, then it's like 1,000 to 2,000. He always check with me. Then when he wants to like maybe change car, then he will like work out an Excel sheet, share with me.
Wow.
So likewise, I will also do the same. But for me is my thoughts are everywhere. When I want to buy something or I have a financial goal, I cannot really like plot out in such a systematic way. So I will tell my husband, okay, I got this goal, I want to buy this thing, or I have this financial goal for a project. Then he'll sit down with me, then he'll bring me to help me plot down all the numbers so that we are both like on the same page.
So now you buy back, he'll be okay if you guys plot it out nicely.
I have to kind of like convince him. So 4 years ago, I bought my first Chanel bag. Yeah, it has always been my goal, so I told my husband, I asked him, can I buy, this is not the most expensive one, this is the entry level, and then after I buy this, I won't buy anymore.
So cute.
So we worked out the finances. Okay, do we have enough for our renovation, and stuff like that for our holiday? What kind of lifestyle do you want? If you buy this bag, maybe you have to cut down on certain things. He's very practical one. So I'm like, okay, yeah. And I think this bag will be good because I really like it and I can bring it for events. And it has investment value. Yeah, 很保值的. Yeah, resale value. Yeah. Then he said, okay lor. Then I went to buy. So really ever since then, I haven't bought another luxury bag.
Wow.
That's a discipline that I think someone needs to learn.
Yeah, but also because I think we keep each other in check lah. Yeah. But it depends, like everybody. I think it's not about money. Like my husband always emphasizes that it's on value.
Yeah, I
it's
love
on the
that.
value.
I love that.
I mean, if somebody has like maybe 10 bags, but it all has very good resale value, then it's an investment. Okay lah.
If you actually sell them then you make back the money lah.
Yeah, but I also feel like there are different concerns lah to different people.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's very hard it's not a one size fit all.
Okay. So talking about the autonomy threshold, I'm also curious, what's our autonomy threshold? How much amount of money do I have to tell you if I want to spend?
Wow, I actually haven't considered that because in my mind, I feel like you can spend your money because it's your money. You don't have to check in with me. And I believe in your financial decisions and the things that you decide to buy.
Yep.
Yeah, likewise, I don't feel like I will want to ask you for permission if I say, for example, want to buy a bag. But I will want to let you know and have you share my joy that, hey, I'm buying this bag. Yeah, together. But not so much of like a asking permission kind of thing.
Yep.
Maybe it's got to do with the way that I was being brought up. Yeah, I feel like money matters a lot to me. So now that I'm working, I have my own purchasing power. I want to take full control of how I can spend my money.
Okay.
But that's not being like disrespectful to this relationship or to you.
Of course. I feel like borderline, we know that we don't spend more than we earn.
Of course.
So because we don't spend more than we earn, it's not a red flag. Like unless you're telling me, let's say your salary is 5,000, let's say, and then you're spending like $15,000. Then to me, okay, maybe that's a red flag and maybe that's something that I need to bring up because if you are at a deficit every month, every year, then when we are going to have a house, when we're going to have a kid, then that's when arguments will definitely come up. Yeah.
But we do have one issue though. Chijia, hear me out, okay? And let's see where you stand in this. So back when we were planning for our honeymoon, I'm the kind of person who I'm big on like comfortable stays. You know, I want to make sure that when I go overseas, the hotel is at least hygienic, it's clean, it's comfortable. But James, on the other hand, he doesn't really see that. So sometimes the place that I want to stay in, the location is great, you know, the views are a bit more luxe. But of course, it comes at a higher price point. And I'll be like, oh, how often do we go overseas to travel for honeymoon some more? I want to spend this amount of money on that stay. And he'll be like, huh? We need or not? Do we really need a outdoor private hot tub?
No, I did not say that. I did not say that.
But it would be nice lah. Once in a lifetime, one honeymoon, right?
Context, I'm definitely okay with having a hot tub outside our house. You know, and I think it's beautiful, but the question that I'm asking you the other time was, do you need it every single night? And then your answer was no, right? Then
no.
I'm thinking at the booking listing, you're looking at every night to have a hot tub.
No, the place I was looking at just happened to have an outdoor hot tub at that price point. Like it was more for the views and the location, but this is where we don't see eye to eye. So I feel like actually we are able to afford it, like this room, and I'm okay to pay it myself actually, but he will feel like he wants to be responsible and chip in 50%, but as he does that, then I will feel pressured to find a place that I don't like so much but it's cheaper, that will make him happier. So that's like the struggle, right?
No, I feel like at the end of the day, you still get the final say because you really want it. Then of course, I mean, you have it. But as a husband and as someone who's like the CFO of the relationship, I have to go through the checklist. I have to go through like, okay, do you need da. At the end, okay, then you make your decision. But if I don't say anything and you just like make a decision, then maybe we are missing out, you know, on perhaps, you know, saving things that we can be saving. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
I have to be very careful in this. Do you have like an overall budget for the honeymoon trip?
We don't.
No, we don't.
Okay. I mean, like, not professional advice also, but it's so funny because before I came, my husband was like, please do not misrepresent me. So he wants to emphasize that a lot of time, right, different people have different kind of expectations. And also, at the end of the day, it's really not about the money, but it's about the value.
Yeah.
So I think guy and girl really, because of gender differences,
Right.
we view
Value differently.
very
differently,
differently. Yeah.
yes.
So like my husband and I, we also have the same issue. For example, I would really want to stay at nicer accommodation, but he would also feel like maybe it's unnecessary. So I think how we try to navigate this is we have a budget for a trip. So so for our wedding, for our renovation, for our trips, we try to have a budget.
Yeah.
So always ask each other, okay, how much is the budget for this trip? And then like say if certain category, for example, accommodation, exceeded the budget allocated for accommodation, then he'll be like, okay, then maybe for flight, we have to save a bit more.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think
that's
that makes
how
sense.
we kind of compromise so that you don't exceed that overall budget, but you still kind of get what you want. Yeah. But I think the differences in in your perception and the value is really very,
Right.
very hard to convince and very, very hard to compromise.
I feel like guys usually see value in the numbers and the price point, but girls see value in how this place makes you feel. when you
Intangible,
stay.
yeah.
Yeah. Like, did the honeymoon leave me good memories?
But my question would be, if let's say you want to stay in a $1,000 per night hotel, for example, are you prepared to pay lesser for flight? Because if budget is in place, you spend more, that means you got to spend less on something else.
Right.
Yeah, but it cannot be, I want to spend $1,000 per night, but I also want to spend $1,000 for a plane ticket seats. You know, then the budget is going to be burst. We cannot be moving the goalposts every time, you know, we travel
But
or
that's covered
something.
because our flight was paid by miles, ma? Yeah.
I mean, obviously that's just an example, but I'm saying that, fine, cheaper food, but more expensive hotel.
Oh,
right?
I will take that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's not about the price. It's that it's kind of like a habit that we need to set to say that, okay, like if there's a budget, we need to follow the budget.
Yeah, but we don't set a budget, what?
Yeah, so after today, I'm going to set a budget.
Okay, you set a budget and then I will take a look at the accommodations, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so we compromise.
Yes.
Come.
To wrap things up on this yours, mine, ours, I have a question, and that is, since all of us, we don't have kids now, but one day we want to have kids and we will have kids, will we have this third bucket called ours?
I thought it's like right from the start, the concept of ours. Yeah. Whether or not there is a joint account.
Interestingly, For me now, right, I also feel like, okay, my money is shared money, his money is shared money. But after I have kids, maybe I would really consider a joint account with my other half to have a dedicated pool of money just for that kid.
Like educational fees, diaper fees, tuition fees.
I think for a more investment standpoint, I think an ideal situation will be I've got a third bucket, even though it's called like ours bucket, but that bucket is actually bank account for our kids. So like we will kind of save and invest as much as we can for them without them knowing. Then one day when they turn like 18 or 21, then they have this lump sum of money to work with and to do stuff with.
Wow, I wish I had that growing up. Yeah, because I didn't. Yeah, and it would be nice if you're my father. I think your kids will be so blessed because you have foresight. And I think things are just going to get more expensive.
Yeah, for sure. I think
future.
if we don't save for them, it's very hard for them to be surviving in
嫁了个好老公啊，
this
真的。
world.
Okay, then 你嘞?
For me, I think it should be the question that I asked myself when I got married. Actually, I have been thinking of this for a long time, but we just never really get to the administrative part of it. But I think having a joint account is quite an active decision to make, in a sense that to view the couple as one. Yeah, because maybe for me, like I'm a bit more individualistic. So that's something I need to work on. Like I believe that marriage is a covenant and marriage brings two people together as one.
Yep.
So this concept of one, once you establish that, I think it will be the foundation of a lot of decisions that you make, especially finances. So I think that's something that I wanted to do since 5 years ago, but I haven't really got to doing that. But in my mind, I am gradually kind of like adjusting to this fact that it's an hours thing. Yeah, so definitely when we have kids, or maybe 不用等到那个时候, like this year, next year, I think we should have a joint account, my husband and I.
I think a lot of people watching or listening to us are also facing the same issue, right? Keep thinking about having a joint account, but actually doing it is another issue altogether. So thank you for sharing your insights. It's funny how I see Xijia almost every day, but we don't really talk about like, finances in the relationship, stuff like that. And today I feel like I learned so much from you. Thank you so much.
No lah, just sharing my humble experiences. And I think that's important because I think money is a very sticky topic that you don't really get to talk about it with your friends, with your husband, even with yourself. It's very hard to have that conversation. So thanks for having me.
I think it's very important to also talk to other couples about this kind of sticky topics because this place is a very safe space for us to talk about it, right? To discuss about what problems are you having with your other halves also, so that everyone here we can all learn together. So if you guys have tried this yours, my, ours bucket, let us know whether it works or don't work for your relationship and share it with us on @JimsandHazel on Instagram and TikTok.
We'll catch you guys next time on The Couples
Couple-
Clash. Sorry.
Watching, everybody.
Okay, from my line. Yeah, and we'll catch you guys next time on
The Couples Classroom. Bye.